I'm just gonna wear this one. Oh, that's cute. Sporty spice. Good morning, my name is Josh Tyler. Welcome to my privileged opinion. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, subscribe, touch all the buttons. I greatly appreciate it. This week's video might be a little heavy for some people, so be warned. Through my journey of self-discovery, understanding race and all that it encompasses has been a huge focus of mine. And one of the components of that was learning and understanding and wrapping my head around the component and structure of race. If you haven't seen my Understanding Race video, I would suggest go watching that and then come back here. Or watch this and then go there. Do whatever you want to do. First and foremost, as a white man, I have never thought about myself in terms of my skin color. Like, think about an elephant, and then that moment right before you thought about an elephant is what it's like to never think about yourself in terms of race. And because I never think about myself in terms of race, it was so hard for me to connect with how a POC's skin color is so integral to their identity. Now, I want you to know this episode is going to be a little raw. And if you are not looking to understand the white experience outside of the trauma that it has caused you, this isn't going to be the video for you. Honestly, this is still something that is really hard for me to connect with because it was one of those things that fell outside of my realm of comfort and belief. And a very real thing that I had to come to terms with and accept and be okay with was that I don't function within the confines of race. That's okay, but others do. And I need to believe their experience and listen to them. This framework and this idea, it falls under that whole the white man knows best video that I did. It fell outside of that framework, belief, comfort, knowledge, whatever, and I then said, I'm not believing it. Another component that I had to come to terms with about myself was that I, as a white person, did not think about black people. I literally spent 24 years of my life in an all-white town, never thinking about black people. Like, ever. Like, I can't even think of when there was a time. The only time that I ever thought about black people was when I came in contact with them. That one girl in college that she definitely is LGBTQ, black, in a wheelchair. Like, she was all of the marginalized things. And I had that dumb debate with her. That was the very first time I think I really interacted with a black person. And we debated all of the things. That slavery wasn't real, get over it, all of those things. Just the typical things of an ignorant white person. But something about that would irritate me was that, I think it irritates me now, or it did at one point through my journey. It always irritated me a little bit that black people would frame things that were done to them as racist, as if a white person actively thought, oh, I know that this hurts black people, so I'm gonna do it. Because I know that there were things that I did that were racist unconsciously. That's why framing it around black trauma. A friend of mine that I recently talked to calls it the white veil. I chalk this blindness up to the fact that we, as white people, have no racial trauma. So we are unaware of the traumas that it has caused others. And when we trigger them, we get called racist. Something else that took me a while to connect and understand, and is a privilege, is that I have never been subjugated because of my skin color. So I have never had the need to be proud of, own, and be resilient through trauma because of my skin color. In full honesty, I still don't connect with the construct of race. And the whiteness that is being formed today are really just all of the things that have caused black people trauma. The reason that I frame the black experience around trauma and resilience is because I can better connect with trauma, because I understand my trauma and I understand my resilience, and I can now see that in the world, in other people's lived experiences. If you want to follow along a little bit further in this conversation, Dom and I are going to be talking about it on the podcast, Our Privileged Opinion. So you can head over there and listen to that, where we go into a little bit further details. But thank you for spending the time with me. Please go out into the world, be good and do good, and I will see you next week. Goodbye. That was like a really good stream of consciousness. Because race is trauma. To call someone racist is to say, you are triggering my trauma.